Hi there, it's Sandra here from Create in Spain. This card is a square one. I just decided I like doing square cards at the moment, so square it is. This is 14.5 centimeters and the base card is a 15.5. So basically I have half a centimeter gap all the way around, but I don't want to stick it on the front yet. Now, in case you're wondering about the paper, the design for that will be included in the file. It was one that I designed in Procreate and I just thought it was quite pretty for this particular type of card. So I'm going to put this on some paper at the moment, but I'm going to fold my paper in half to make most use of it. And I want to go around the rim of this heart with a glue pen. This is a Zig glue pen. It's the easiest way of putting glue around the outside of it. And I need to do this before I put it onto the card base. Now what I'm going to do, because I've probably got glue on that paper, I'm now going to open the paper up to put the glitter on. So this is going to be relatively subtle, but obviously it doesn't have to be. If you want it to be more obvious, use a different sort of glitter. But don't come out very easily. I'm going to rub it over the line and then tap off to see what the result is. And yep, that is a very subtle shimmer around the outside. So this needs to go back into my jar. I go over the outside of the heart. Open this up because there's no glue on this bit. And now I can get my silver leaf out. Now this should be fun. I've not done this before. I've used it in my resin, but I haven't used it on here before. In fact, I've not had the jar fully open. So yeah, this could be quite interesting. I'm going to see how this works. I'm going to take a little bit of leaf. Here we are. And I have a very short stubby brush, which I think might be the way forward for this. It seems to be sticking okay. Now you must make sure if you're using this stuff not to have any fans or blown air heating, or indeed pets in the vicinity that might stir the air up. Yeah, I'm pleased with the result. That's got a lovely shine to it. I'm sure there are people that will tell me I was doing it wrong, but I've got an effect that I like, so that's okay. And there's relatively little in there. That's going to go into my bin, I think. Very, very tiny amount of wastage there. And then for picking up the rest, I have a sticky roller. Never do glittering or anything like that without a sticky roller around. So I need to put this onto my card base, and for that I'm going to use my no wrinkle glue because it's easier than taping when you have a shape like this. Now I've just stuffed it into a jar upside down because I don't have that much left in here. I will go around here very sparingly. You still don't want to use heaps and heaps of glue, just want enough to make it sticky, that's all. Make sure go to the corners. My grandmother always used to say when buttering toast, butter the edges, the insides will look after themselves. It's a bit like that with glue. I'm going to do this off camera because I find it very difficult to do underneath the camera itself. Piece of clean paper over the top and press. I apologise if you can hear grinding in the background. Someone outside somewhere is doing some work on tiles or something, grinding. Right, I've had a think about what I'm actually going to do for the decoration, and I've got some bits cut out, and I want to put the foam on the back of here, but I want this one raised up quite a lot, and I don't have a very thick foam at the moment. So I'm going to cheat and use this stuff, which is actually draft extruder. It's cut from the same piece of card, so the designs should match up. I want to put a little bow at the point of the heart. And I have some flowers and some leaves cut out, and these I have put the little metal rivets in, and just want to play around and see how those are going to go on. This is the arrangement I came up with, got my little bow on, and I put some flowers and leaves on. Now the leaves were stuck directly onto the front, the flowers are raised very slightly on some very thin double-sided foam tape, because with these little rivets on, the backs are not actually flat, so it's a lot easier if you make up for that depth with some foam. With the string, sometimes you'll find if you cut the string, it kind of frays on the end, and if this gets on your nerves, as it does me, very simple solution. A tiny, tiny, tiny little smudge of wood glue on your fingertip, and just roll the ends in that. I use a fast drying one, and it will seal the ends up. You can't see it, but they won't fray any longer. I want to put these little gems inside here, but because this is raised up quite a lot, if I put them in, they'll sink right the way down to the bottom. They won't be where I want them to be. And all I'm going to do is put a tiny little drop of resin into these holes. So not very much, just a tiny little drop. Doesn't matter if it's got bubbles in it or anything, just enough so that those holes are very slightly raised. My lamp over that for a minute, and it will set it for me. And when I've done that, I will then apply my little sticky gems on top, and they'll be where I want them to be. This one I'm doing slightly differently. I've not done the glitter, I've not done the foil, I've just gone around the edge of that with a pink pen. I have put a piece of double-sided foam tape up here, and I've got a piece of my white string, and what I'm doing is literally just making loops and sticking it in place like that. Don't have to be fussy or precious over this at all, it's just loops, and there we go. And then I can put a flower over the top of that with another piece of foam tape, and just cut a piece off. Now I could put I think I'll put a larger flower in place, and my foam tape is really, really sticky, which is great from one point of view, not so good when it sticks to your fingers. It's a very thin foam tape, this one, so it doesn't add much in way of bulk at all. And I can literally just place that over there, and it looks like I've very carefully done some looping, which I have not, as you can see. And I can put another flower in if I want to, maybe another one. And I think I'll put one there. It is stuck down. It looks like it isn't stuck, but it actually is. And so another little variation. Now I prefer this one here. It is a little fancier, not because of the flowers and the leaves, but because of the heart. I think that silver foil on the heart and the bow really just completes it. Finish this one off as well now. It's still got some odd glitter in places where it's not dry yet, so I haven't dusted off the excess. But the difference with what I did here, obviously I did the loops, did the flowers rather than the leaves and the flowers. This is another version of the same background that I did. I'll give you both. And with the centre of the flowers, all I did was dump a load of glue in there, and I've just put the glitter over the top. It will eventually dry out and solidify. And I've used a silver glitter around the edge there. I think actually they both look very pretty. I think this would be very nice as a wedding card. I think that would be lovely as a wedding card. So yeah, I'm pleased with the way both of them have come out, and it just goes to show that just because you don't like the look of something originally, like I didn't like it with the pink line around, and it just wasn't doing it for me, there are usually ways of rectifying things if you get in that position. Just have a think, have a play, and see what else you can do. So that's it from me today. I hope you enjoy these two cards. As I said, the files are linked down below in the information box, and they contain the papers, the flower designs, the leaf designs, and the basic heart and so on. Haven't given you the base card simply because it's not worth my while to do that. It's only twice the size of the base and a little bit of an allowance. And I'm sure you can work that one out yourself. Anyway, see you again soon and take care. Bye bye.